You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
China just allowed ByteDance and Tencent to bring in Nvidia's H200 AI chips for the first time this year. Samsung and SK Hynix stock got hammered, even though HBM demand hasn't slowed at all. Samsung just raised Foundry order prices by as much as 15% because TSMC's capacity is maxed out. And Hanwha Aerospace just became the first Korean company in 76 years to sell howitzers to the U.S. Army. It's Thursday, August 20th. Let's look at a business story shaping corporate Korea. Global chip supply chains are shifting fast as China eases restrictions on U.S. AI chips and Taiwan's TSMC runs out of room to expand. That's giving Samsung new pricing power in Foundry, even as its memory business gets caught in a broader AI stock sell-off. Meanwhile, Korean defense and governance stories show how competitive positioning and boardroom structure are both being tested this week. Here's what the numbers show. Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix fell 7.82% and 9.75% on August 19th, as the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index dropped nearly 5% overnight. Samsung raised prices on its SF4 process by 10 to 15% for U.S. and Chinese customers in July, with SF5 wafer prices also up 10 to 15%. China allowed ByteDance and Tencent to import roughly 10,000 Nvidia H200 chips each in recent weeks, with the U.S. approving purchases of up to 100,000 units per company. Hanwha Aerospace was selected as the sole prototype supplier for the U.S. Army's Mobile Tactical Cannon program, opening a path to a roughly 10 trillion won production contract. Korea Zinc's shareholder structure will shift again after a September 9th extraordinary meeting adds an independent audit committee member under revised corporate law. TSMC still controls more than 70% of global foundry revenue versus Samsung's roughly 7%, so Samsung's pricing gains depend on TSMC's capacity crunch persisting. Samsung expects its foundry business to turn profitable as early as next year if utilization and yields keep improving. So what does this mean for C-suite leaders running operations in Korea? Earlier, we said Samsung raised foundry prices as TSMC hit capacity limits. That pricing power could accelerate Samsung's push into profitability and give multinational clients a genuine second source option outside Taiwan. The eased flow of Nvidia chips into China adds a new variable for supply chain planning if your company sources AI infrastructure regionally. And Hanwha's U.S. defense win, alongside Korea Zinc's governance overhaul, both signal that board-level decisions on market entry and independent oversight are under closer scrutiny than ever. Watch Samsung's Q3 Foundry profitability update and any further pricing moves. Watch follow-on U.S. Army production contract decisions on Hanwha's K9MH howitzer. Watch Korea Zinc's September 9th extraordinary shareholder meeting on the new audit committee seat. That's today's AI Prism CEO. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a Won IFRA award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.